Okay guys, give me 10 minutes in this video and I'm going to convince you why you should be using the Wise Travel Money Card. No hype, just the 7 real reasons why after 4 years of full-time travel, we switched from using traditional banks to the Wise Travel Money Card. So for quick context, if you're new to our channel, I'm Lloyd, my wife Mandy and I have been traveling the world for the past 4 years as digital nomads. And we've used a bunch of traditional banking cards, we've used other travel money cards, and we used to get hit with surprise fees, random blocks, and those call your bank nightmares. But today I'm happy to say that Wise is the card we actually use every single day for all of our transactions, and in this video I'm going to give you the 7 reasons why you should be using Wise also. Starting with number 7, which is the real exchange rate. So most cards hide the actual exchange rate that they use. You think you're paying the sticker price, but you're actually paying the sticker price plus 3%. For instance, Wise shows you the mid-market rate, the real interbank rate, and a small fee that you have to pay up front. But the thing is, you see everything before you hit the confirm button. There's no hidden fees at all. So as an example, if you're spending $1,000 on shopping while you're overseas and there's a 3% markup with the exchange rate, it may not seem like much, but that's $30 just gone down the drain and you probably don't even know that it's happening. And if you're going on a big extended trip, like maybe you're going away for a month, if you're doing that over and over again, that's going to stack up, and eventually you've basically paid the cost of your flights or your accommodation just in fees. With Wise, at least you know every cent you're spending and you can choose whether or not to accept it. Number 6, multi-currency control. Wise lets you hold 40 plus currencies in one place, so in the one account, which is awesome because it gives you the opportunity to only convert what you need. So for instance, we get paid in US dollars for our business, but we can convert that to Indonesian rupiah, for example, if we're in Bali, as much as we need. So we're not converting it all at once and losing any money on the exchange rate. So often what I'll do is whatever I think we're going to spend that week, I'll convert from US dollars into Indonesian rupiah, and then I'm just paying the one exchange rate, and I can hold multiple currencies at the same time. I can also be holding Australian dollars, for instance, if I've got bills or anything that I want to pay back home in Australia. And then if I need to pay employees or subcontractors, I can exchange it for whatever currency that I pay them in as well. So I like to not convert too much currency at one time because it does fluctuate quite a lot, and oftentimes you convert a big amount of money and then you go back and you realize that the exchange rate's actually gone down and you lost a lot of money because you got impatient and converted all of your money at once. Whereas with Wise, you have the freedom to do it as often as you want. And it's as simple as just a click of the button. Reason number 5, local account details. So if you're a freelancer or if you run an online business, for example, this is a great feature for you because it gives you the opportunity to hold local account details in major currencies. For example, if you freelance and you get paid by somebody in euro dollars, you can have local account details in euro, which means they're going to be able to pay you in the same currency. So when we invoice somebody, we can give them account details in whatever currency they're in. So if they're in Great Britain, we give them GBP. If they're in the United States, we give them USD, etc., etc. And it just simplifies the invoicing process and it makes it a lot easier as freelancers to collect payments. It's kind of like having mini bank accounts, but all under the one Wise umbrella without having to go and open up different bank accounts in different currencies. So number 4 is the security and the control. This is absolutely huge for us. Losing a bank card or getting our details hacked used to be a massive, massive deal. We used to have to call up the bank, let them know what happened, get the card cancelled, get a new one sent out. Or even, for example, if I just temporarily lost my wallet, I would go into a panic, like maybe I left it in a taxi or something like that, because my card is right there and anyone who grabs it can go and just tap it and use it. And that used to be a huge deal, but with Wise, one of my favorite features is that all you have to do, if you don't know where it is, or if you think that something's gone wrong and maybe somebody's got your card details, you just open up the app and click freeze card. There's also the feature on there that will give you notifications anytime your card is being used. So if I'm sitting at home and I get a notification that a transaction has gone through my Wise card and it wasn't me, I know immediately to contact Wise and let them know, hey, this wasn't me. Also, a cool feature is that you can create digital online cards. So these are cards that don't actually get delivered to you in the physical form. You just go into the app, create a digital card, and this is really good for doing any kind of big online purchase. So if you're booking a hotel, for instance, or flights, or you're buying a product online, and you are maybe a little bit worried that you might get your details hacked, you can create a one-off card, which means it's impossible for anybody to do anything with it, even if they do get a hold of your details. Because it's a one-off card, it's only going to work one time. And also you can add it to your Apple or Google Pay. So you can have your digital card on your phone and then have your physical card, which is what you carry around with you. So me personally, I don't really love carrying a wallet around. It's just like one extra thing to lose. So I have a digital card that is linked up to my Apple Pay, and all I have to do is double click and I can use it pretty much anywhere. So number 3 would be super fast transfers. So we have people that we have to pay like for accommodation or video editing. We outsource some of our work for our businesses, and we like to pay them on time, and we find that Wise has the fastest transfers out of pretty much any platform we've ever used, especially if the other person is using Wise, and there are a ton of people that do use Wise these days. So Wise to Wise transfers are instant. If you're paying a contractor, or if you want to even maybe split a bill with somebody, you go out to dinner with them, it's almost like as simple as just sending a text message. You can just click a few buttons and instantly transfer money to them. Bank payouts are fast and trackable, so you're not guessing where your money will land. So we use this for things like paying rent because it is trackable. I can make the payment and then I send the receipt to whoever we're paying rent to, like in a local currency, and they can see that the money's been sent, and I can keep an eye on it and track it the whole way. So if they question me and say, hey, did you send that money? I can prove to them that I've sent it. I can then also see like what date that money is going to land and what part of the process it's in. It just makes everything a lot simpler. So number 2 is smarter cash access. So whether you like it or not, cash still matters, especially when you're traveling to countries like Mexico, Bali, Thailand. There are a lot of things where you still need to have cash, like you may need to tip somebody, or if you want to buy street food and things like that. Most places do accept digital currency. However, cash is still quite a big deal in a lot of these places. So Wise actually gives you a monthly free ATM allowance, and it also shows the operator fees at the machine. Like I said, the biggest thing about Wise is there's no surprise fees, and that applies to ATM withdrawals also. The biggest trap I've found to avoid when it comes to withdrawing money from ATMs is whenever it asks you if you want to withdraw in your home currency or if you want to convert to local currency, always choose local currency. If you say home country, then the ATM is going to add a crazy markup. That's just a little tip from me. Another piece of advice when it comes to withdrawing money, especially using Wise, is we withdraw large amounts at a time, or larger amounts, not huge amounts, but so that we have to go to the ATMs less. So pretty much the only fees we really need to pay is whatever that ATM is charging, and we've figured out like wherever we go, different banks charge different fees. But like I said, with Wise, they show you everything up front, so you know exactly what you're paying when you go to the ATM. And because they offer a monthly allowance for free withdrawals, that's why we just take money out like once a week, and we're not going over that allowance. So we're not actually paying any additional fees when it comes to withdrawals with Wise. And number 1, it is completely transparent when it comes to pricing. There's no additional monthly fees, ongoing fees. There's no annual fees. You don't get a fee for holding your money in the bank, which is what other banks do. And just having that transparency where every time we open up our statement, we're not seeing any surprise costs or fees, is absolutely huge because we like to do monthly budgeting. We kind of travel month to month where we go, and whenever we open up our statement, we're not hit with any hidden fees whatsoever, and everything is completely upfront. And if ever we do go to make a transaction and we think the fee is too big, we simply go down another route. And that's what's great about Wise is if you are making transfers, there's so many different ways that you can go about it, and you can generally find a way to transfer to somebody or make a payment without really paying any fees at all. So now, having said all of that, I'm going to give you a little breakdown of how we use Wise day to day in our travels. So number one is that we keep rather modest balances of the currencies that we're traveling in. We don't over convert. The last thing I want to do is convert a bunch of money, go somewhere, and then realize we're not going to spend it all and then convert it back. So that's my number one tip. Number two is turn on alerts. Make sure you're getting alerts for every time your card is being used. And also set daily, weekly, and monthly spend limits on your card. Also create 2 to 3 virtual cards, one for subscriptions, one for hotel deposits, for instance, and then one for just random one-offs that you want to use if you want to buy something online. At the ATM terminal, as I mentioned earlier, always pick the local currency. And for cash, withdraw larger, less often, and test a couple of different ATMs to see which ones charge the most. So a big question is, should you just ditch your traditional bank account completely if you're a digital nomad or somebody who travels full time and you're a freelancer? The answer is no, probably not. I would say that you can do 80 to 90% of things that you can do with a traditional bank using just Wise. I would only keep a local bank account as a backup. So just in case anything happens, you want to have a backup, right? And sometimes if you're hiring a car, for example, they want a legitimate credit card from a big bank account. Sometimes with hotels, they're a bit funny with that sort of stuff as well. But having said all that, like I would say 90% of what we can do with a traditional bank account, we can do with Wise. So that's it, guys. That is the 7 reasons why you should be using Wise Travel Money Card today over traditional banks if you're traveling. I hope you found this video helpful in some way. And if you want to sign up to Wise, you can use our affiliate link. We'll leave it in the description down below as well as the pinned comment. If you do use that link, you will get your first transfer absolutely fee-free up to $1,000 or your own free Wise Travel Money Card. And just to point out, guys, that is an affiliate link, so you'll also be helping the channel as well. Another way you can help the channel is by liking this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe. That's all for today, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.